Hey, how's everybody doing? How are you guys doing? I hope you're doing well today. So wow, June, right? Well, it's about to be the end of June. Like we literally are about to finish up June, midway through the summer. I'm like, wow, the time goes by. So it's so important to maximize your time, right? Maximize your time and put yourself in a position to, you know, maximize your time. So you can, hey, bestie, what's up, boo? I love you so much. My bestie is definitely doing what I'm talking about right now. And today we're going to be talking about production capacity. You like these lashes, girl? Yes, honey. To send you some, girl. We're girls, and we like it. What's up? What's up, Queen? What's up, Tony? So I wanted to get on here and talk to you guys a little bit about your production capacity. So we have 6 months left in the year, and I really want everybody to just get a vision right now. And Takoa, you know, you and I, that's my bestie, we talk about this all the time. What's the vision for your life? How do you want the end of 2020 to look like? What do you want the first half of 2021 to look like? Who will you become? What are you doing? How are you shaping? You know, every single day you are becoming something, L'Oreal, every day. Every day we're becoming something. And so I'm really careful to watch where my thoughts are going, what I'm talking about, what I'm thinking about, because ultimately you're going to manifest whatever you talk about and what you think about. And so I want to talk to you about this production capacity. And I want to encourage you that it's so important right now when you look at the uber wealthy, when you look at top, people that are highly productive. What's up, Dr. Grace? I cannot wait to see you, girl. I need an infusion. Dr. Grace is a medical doctor in Detroit, child, and she be giving you like infusions with vitamin B, C, D, E, biotin. I'm coming in July. But so if y'all in Detroit, holla at Dr. Grace. And if you guys need somebody to talk about social issues, systemic racism, and how to solve them systemically, reach out to my bestie, Takoa Pori, because she will get you all the way together. But when you look at highly successful people, they are avid junkies for learning. They are putting themselves in spaces where self-learning is going crazy. And so this year, as much disruption has happened, Marie, it's been a year of exposure. And it not only is it a time of exposure, but it can either promote you, propel you, or you can find yourself going backwards. And so there's certain people in my life like Takoa, Dr. Grace, other people who are L'Oreal. I see what your family are doing, but you are heavily moving into production. You're heavily moving into self-learning. You're hanging out with other self-learners. You're asking questions. You're staying inquisitive. You're staying hungry. See, it's so important to understand that I don't care how smart and how brilliant God made you, because I promise you, he made you brilliant. You all are geniuses in your own way, but we need other people because we're constantly learning. You know, Wednesday night, it was so good. I did a Bible study on Kingmaker, this book that I wrote like several years ago. And what was in the book? It was a series I taught. And Shamira and Camille turned it into a book. And you know how you grow and you learn. And so I was going through the book and I was like, no, I'll take that out. No, I'll take that out. So I made all these changes to it. And I was like, okay, this is good. You know why? Because you teach according to the revelation that you have at the time. And the more you learn, the more you shift, right? And so some of those ideas fundamentally were good, but some of them I was like, you sounded a little sexist, you know. But anyway, we made the changes, and that we just said, okay, we're going to sell it. So we just sold out really, really quickly. Because, what happened was I bought a lot of books because I was supposed to be speaking at Pastor Chaffee's women's conference, and I ended up still speaking, but it was virtual. So that whole thing just totally changed. So we sold out. So Wednesday, my honey said, listen, he had taken the last couple of Wednesdays to do something with the men on social injustice and, just being a Black man in America. That was really, really good. He said, I want you to take the next couple of weeks and talk to the women. So I'm sitting down to get ready to talk to the women. And I say, listen, I'm expecting to be inspired by you guys too. I'm expecting to learn. So what am I saying is that I don't care how much success you've had, whether it's in your marriage, in your business, in your family, in just your individual life, in your relationship with God, whatever, just realize there's always so much more that you don't know, that there's so much more that you need to know and that you can grow. So you really have to have you have to develop a strong passion for self-education, because most people are not going back to school to become wealthy. Most people are saying, let me learn this particular skill, put myself in this place so that I can learn. So I'm going to read a little bit of this, and then I'm going to encourage you guys, because like today, my trading day was amazing today. And I'm so grateful for that. And you know why my trading day was good? Because I haven't quit. See all those blues? They don't want us to show. So I have to just see the blue. It's profit. But guess what? It's not just because I'm so smart, but I have on purpose set myself around other people that are brilliant and that are hungry for technology, hungry for innovation, hungry to learn. How does a good doctor become a really good cardiologist? He hangs out with other great cardiologists. How do people become wealthy? Because they hang out with other people that are wealthy. Thanks, Dr. Grace. You're so sweet, girl. Yes, honey. Oh, you sweet. You gave it to several ladies as a wedding gift. Oh my gosh, thank you. I love you. All right, production capacity, your ability to accomplish results. John Maxwell, No Limits, pick it up. This thing should be like second to your Bible, child. As I think about the 7 capacities, I'm challenging you to develop in this section of the book: energy, emotional, thinking, people, creativity, production, and leadership capabilities. I recognize that talent and natural ability come into play with all of them. But of the 7, production capacity can be increased the most regardless of the level of giftedness that a person possesses, Evelyn. Production capacity can be increased, Barbara, dramatically and immediately if you are highly intentional about it. So this is what I want you to know, that you can become, I like to call it a futurist. That's somebody who has taken on an early adopter mindset. They're quick to change, they're quick to learn, and they're hungry to know more. And they realize no matter how blessed they've been, how successful they've been, it's so much more that they need to learn. You guys need to share this feed. Share this feed. Everybody put in the comments right now, production capacity. Production capacity. Because that's what we should all, this is how you see some people who can do one thing and that's it. They're tapped out. You see other people that are able to do several things and they do them really well because they have intentionally working on their ability to produce at a greater level. No one's ever had to work at limiting their capacity. That happens naturally. The world tries to talk us out of working hard. We convince ourselves that we can't get ahead. We feel down. We watch our lives go downhill. There are even people who will tell you that others have put you out there, that the system is rigged. Everybody put production capacity. Come on, put it in there. Say it. That successful people have pushed you down and have gotten to the top by stepping on you. You got to stop thinking like that, because nobody has the ability to stop you but you. Not your race, not your gender. Now, certainly we know there have been disadvantages that have been put out there, but at the end of the day, those disadvantages don't impact me unless I believe they impact me. Well, I have good news for you. I'm successful and I don't intend to push you down. Instead, I want to help you get up and get going and live a productive life. Your production capacity is within your own control. And I believe that what you're about to read can change your life if you let it. Everybody put production capacity. Yes, Queen from Nigeria. Yes, remember, I love her. I want to begin by telling you the truth. Everything worthwhile in life, everything you want, everything you desire, everything you desire to achieve, everything you want to receive is uphill. Okay? The problem is that most of us have uphill dreams, but downhill habits. All right, let me stop right there. Anytime you're ready, you say, okay, woohoo, Lord, I'm ready to go to the next level. And you see a lot of people say that, but they don't necessarily get to the next level. Vanessa, why? Because it's all about continuing to change your habits, change how you move, change what you're learning, change what you're thinking. You have to tell yourself, there are changes that I have to make. I'm going to make those changes. I'm going to make the adjustments. I'm going to grow. I'm going to make sure that my dreams are also in alignment with my habits. So now, and see, this is what I want you to realize about the wealthy. The wealthy have wealthy habits. Yeah, they have wealthy habits. And you know what one of those habits is that they are forever wanting to grow. They're forever wanting to change. So you have to ask yourself that question. I have dreams up here, but where are my habits? Where do I spend my time? What am I talking about? What am I thinking about? Who am I listening to? All of those things shape who we become. And that's why the cover of Forbes wrote they did an article. What's up, Shannon? What's good? They did an article and they said, is wealthy parents that have wealthy children, was that in their DNA? Was it genetic? And so they had this group of scientists on there, group of biologists on there, and they said, listen, it was what they observed and what they heard, which is why we, especially as a people, you can't afford to be lackadaisical. Because if you came from a broke household, right, now you're like, okay, I'm about to break barriers. That's why broke parents can have broke children unless somebody realize I'm changing my habit. And that habit could be, you know what, I got to get hungry to learn, because your life today is a sum total of what you know. If you want more out of life, then you got to be hungry to learn more out of life. Let me say something. Some of you guys started on the path with me and you started saying, you know what? I'm ready to learn how to trade. Let's go. Ooh, we baby. Ooh, we baby. This is going to be so good. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, I don't have time. Because you had fallen into a habit or routine that created a particular income for you. See, whatever income you make right now, whether it's $50,000, $500,000, $300,000, $1 million, that means that you have habits of somebody that makes $60,000 a year. Or guess what? If you start hanging out with people that are making 6 figures a year, thank you, Lord. 6 figures a month, thank you, Lord. Then what's going to happen? You'll go from making 6 figures a year to 6 figures a month because you change your habit, because you change your relationship. See, here's the thing about wealth. You have to, it's not about you running after money, but it's about you getting hungry to learn. That means I have to be committed to expanding my production capacity. This is where I am, but this is where I need to be. So I have really big goals for myself. I've been able to break some of those barriers we talked about. I can't talk too detail on social media about my numbers, but I've been able to break some of those barriers. You guys can figure out where I'm at. But I'm grateful for that. But then I'm saying, okay, within the next 6 months, now with every income barrier that you break, now there should be goals. Goals: feeding the hungry, changing your life, changing your family, changing your community. Some of you want to build schools. Some of you want to create a curriculum. So you're always having a mission with your money, okay? So the problem is, again, most people have these great big dreams, but their habits are not where they need to be. And honestly, you need to be listening to this kind of stuff every single day. Because remember, what you hear is what you're going to become. Type in the chat, production capacity. All right. Now, if somebody is downhill sliding, they're probably not doing anything worthwhile. Self-esteem is impacted, negative momentum, losses, low morale, not making a difference, no improvement, aimless, empty. If you want to go into high momentum and hit your dreams, everything that you do, you're going to make sure it's worthwhile. See, my children can tell you this. Anybody that's close to me. Now, I do have downtime. I do have time that I rest, okay? Because I'm very much about taking care of myself. I play no games. But to just come here in the middle of the day and find me just sitting on the couch watching TV, we don't even turn on the TV a lot of times to 9 p.m., 10 p.m. at night, right? If then. Because our whole thing is, I understand that every moment of the day, every hour of the day, God has made me a steward over it. And to the measure that I steward it will be to the measure that I'm going to be able to walk in some of these things that I'm talking about. So when you start making everything that you do worthwhile, it's going to increase your self-respect. It's going to create a positive momentum. You're going to start getting wins, high morale, feeling good about yourself, making a difference, self-improvement, purposeful, fulfilling. And that's what we're doing over here. That's what we're doing. I have a team of about 8,000 people all over the world. And what I'm doing is I'm teaching them. We're learning together. We're learning together about the markets. We're learning together about trading. We're learning together about accumulating, appreciating assets. We're asking questions. We're bouncing ideas. See, your mastermind group, who is in your mastermind team? Who is that? Are you the smartest one on that team? Are you the wealthiest one on that team? That's a problem. No, you got to get around people that think differently than you. So if we compare those two lists, we know we don't want a downhill life, but are we willing to work for an uphill life? And that's a very important question. Because if I don't, there's no such thing as you just coasting, right? You're going to either have uphill momentum or downhill momentum. So that's the question. Everything worthwhile is going to cost you something, okay? You want to feel the implications of that statement. To help with that, let's look at the components individually. Everything is inclusive. It means total, all-encompassing. Nothing is excluded, okay? Worthwhile is a good word. It means desirable, advisable, appropriate, good for you. I like to confess and declare over you right now that you are irresistible to everything that's luxurious, extravagant, big, larger. Every day you're getting richer and stronger. Uphill is demanding. It means the experience is going to be grueling, exhausting, rugged, punishing, strenuous, right? So that means that you have to be willing to say, yes, I'm going to live my dreams, but I also understand that there's going to be a level of demand that's on my life, that I don't have the luxury of just chilling all the time. I don't even have the luxury of just hanging out with these same people that I've been hanging out with. And though I love them, I also know that if there's more, I'm going to have to connect with more. So uphill, downhill is, okay, let me say this. The word everything holds promise. We like that. The word worthwhile is attractive, okay? And I just see this beauty coming on here, Felicia. Hey girl, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm amazing. I'm so glad you joined us. So I was just kind of talking to them about, creating and expanding their production and capacity. Because anytime you start talking about, I want to learn something new, you have to make a decision that I'm ready to expand. I'm ready to grow. So I'm going to read a little bit more and then I'm going to bring it back to you. And I'm thinking, ask Beige, is she about to jump on?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right. So right here, I was saying the word everything holds promise. We like that. The word worthwhile is attractive. We want what's worthwhile, but uphill, that's challenging. Many of us do not want to deal with that. And that's why sometimes I've seen people come into this space, Felicia, and say, yes, I want to learn how to trade. Yes, I want to become wealthy. Yes, I want to make 6 figures every single month. But then the challenge is I have to learn something new. And this is where saying, you know what, I'm getting ready to expand my production capacity. I'm getting ready to expand what I know. I'm going to expand and I'm going to hang out with people that are smarter than me. I got another brilliant beauty on here. Yes, Shantasia. Hey, girl.
Hi.
What's up, girl?
I'm good. You?
I'm so glad y'all joined me. But I was just kind of talking to everybody about expanding their production capacity and realizing that when you start saying things like, okay, I'm ready to live my dream. Okay, I'm ready to go to the next level. Okay, I'm ready to become wealthy. That's also a decision to say, I'm ready to be challenged. I'm ready to learn something new. I'm ready to create new habits, because your life, whatever you've made within the last 5 years, you have habits of that dollar amount. The only way to do that is I have to learn something new. Okay? And because your life, whatever you've made within the last 5 years, you have habits of that dollar amount. Yep, girl, you gotta watch, child. Okay, so downhill is easy. This is why a lot of people are broke and stay broke, or stay, and this is no shade, guys. Hear my heart. They stay lower middle or stay middle because it doesn't have any requirements. Everybody can just keep doing what they know to do. So it doesn't take any effort. It's like feeling the effects of gravity, which continually pulls us down. You can slide downhill in your sleep. A downhill lifestyle is characterized by being unintentional, complacent, inconsistent, making excuses. There's no big picture vision for the future, only instant gratification. And that's what stops a lot of people from going to the next level. Uphill can be hard. It requires intentionality, energy, determination, hard work, consistency. It requires you to keep an eye on the big picture. Why I'm doing this? Why did I partner with Beige? Why did I partner with Boston? Why did I partner with Jewel? Why did I partner with John Taser, Felicia? You got to go back and say, why did I do what I did in the first place? Because some of you that are watching right now, honestly, you started, but you didn't continue.
Right.
When it got hard, opposed to you fighting through it mentally and emotionally, you just gave into it to go back to doing what you're used to do. So I'm so excited I got these beauties on here today. And so Felicia, I'm going to start with you. Tell me a little bit about you and how did you get connected with us? Guys, share this feed, because honestly, some of you right now are at a serious point of decision. You see that everything that has been disrupted and you're trying to figure out what's my next move. Or maybe you were over here but you didn't stay the course. I want to encourage you to redecide to become wealthy. Redecide to learn. So Felicia, tell us a little bit about yourself, girl.
Iron Diva.
Thank you so much, Jewel. I am definitely inspired by you. I love your story. I love everything about you. And I am super excited that I am in a room with a powerhouse exactly like you. So this makes you go harder and harder every day. So let me tell you a little bit about myself, guys. My name is Felicia Cox, and I am known as the Iron Diva in the fitness industry. I have been in fitness, guys, for over 15 years, okay? I have a successful meal prep business. I have a successful body contouring business. My husband and I have been on the Steve Harvey Show. I've been in several fitness magazines, hair magazines. But let me tell you guys, when the coronavirus hit our world 3 months ago, it completely shut my fitness business down. Okay. I couldn't find food at the grocery stores like everybody, because everybody bought all the toilet paper and the food up. And when I was able to, find food, guys, they didn't want meals from me anymore. Everybody's sitting at home quarantined, watching Netflix, so they didn't buy food from me. Okay. I could not do my body contouring business because I have to be able to physically touch, mold your body, melt the fat cells, sculpt your body. And with social distancing, guys, it just wasn't safe. Okay.
Okay, now wait a minute. Hold on. Wait, hold on one second. So were you a masseuse, or you were just
I have a body contouring business where I use a lipocavitation machine, and I melt the body fat cells. So I get you fine. I snatch that body.
I think I had that thing with the gel and the little wood.
All of that, yes.
Ooh, yes, that thing works.
Yes. Yes. So, I mean, when I say very successful at it, very profitable, but honey, when the coronavirus came, it shut it down. Okay. So, but thank God, one of my meal prep clients told me about trading last July. And when she told me about it, I had never heard of trading. I didn't even know the banks was trading our money. But I'm like, okay, let me hear more about it. So she introduced me to a free Forex call. And when I got there, guys, I was looking at that computer, them charts, them lines, them colors, that EKG, them squiggly lines, whatever you want to call it. I was looking at it like, oh my God, am I going to be able to learn this? Because guys, I've been telling people to do push-ups, sit-ups, and eat chicken and green beans for the last 15 years. So I didn't know if my brain could learn that, but I know I'm always up for a challenge with being, a fitness influencer. And I'm always looking for other streams of income to add to my business. So I signed up. Well, I kind of put it to the wayside a little bit because, in the summertime, everybody trying to get fine and they calling on the Iron Diva to get them there. So I didn't really have time to learn it. So when Christmas and Thanksgiving rolled around, guys, I knew I had to learn it. I was plugging into my team. Everybody was making money. So I'm like, okay, let me see what this is all about. So guys, I got laser focused. Okay. While everybody was doing New Year's resolutions, I had to go on a 21-day fast. And I meant that. Okay. So I fasted from television. I fasted from social media. I fasted from my telephone. Like, I ain't talked to my mama for 21 days. I'm like, mama, don't call me, because I got to get focused on this. And that's exactly what I did. So I plugged into my team. I plugged into Josh King's trade house in Dallas, Texas. We trade as a team, 2 to 3 times a day. And now that we're quarantined, we trade up to 5 times a day with each other. So y'all, when that 21 days was over, baby, I knew how to trade. I was making money. And them squiggly lines and that EKG that I was scared of, I was teaching people at the trade house how to read that very same chart. Okay. Wow. Let's fast forward to today. I'm in the bed, me, my team, Jantasia, we 7:30 in the morning, we making money. I'm pressing buttons on my cell phone with my bed hair, with my pajamas on. And I look over at my husband and I'm like, man, I need to tell people about this. Like, people need to know that they have options out here to make money. Yeah. So I went Facebook Live, Joel. Like, I wasn't playing. I was physically showing them how I was getting in and out of trades on my phone, pressing buttons in my bed, making money. I literally had over 100 inboxes. People asking me, okay, what are you doing? What are those squiggly lines? Or I've heard of trading, but I never knew a live person that was actually successful at trading. So I invited them to the free Forex class, guys. Let me tell you, Jewel, in less than 2 months, I have been able to lock arms and serve over 70 plus people under my direct leadership and learning this skill. And when I say my phone rings off the hook, when I say my inbox stays full of people wanting to know this amazing skill, like I am, my heart is full. I'm full because I'm being a part of a movement here. I'm being a part of, we're changing lives here. You know what I mean? So of course, everybody want to know, okay, Iron Diva, we hear your story. Have you made any money? All day, every day. Okay. Let me tell you, we give our students a account sheet and we teach you how to grow your money every 10% a day. So my first goal was $7. And I know $7 does not sound like a lot, but Jantasia, if we walk out of Walmart right now and we see $7 on the ground, what's the first thing you're gonna do?
Pick it up.
You picking that $7 up. I don't care how much money you making. You
Right.
pick that $7 up.
Right.
So it wasn't about the $7. It's about the process. You know what I mean? Because when I say I turned that $7 into $17 a day, and I turned that $17 into $50 a day, and eventually that $50 turned into $170 a day, and then that $170 turned into $270 a day, and then that $270 turned into $470 a day, and eventually I'm up to $700 a day, and it's growing every day.
Okay, we're not making no income guarantee. She just told us about the $7. Y'all figure it all out.
You know what I mean?
Profit does not dictate future gains. Everybody's work ethic is different.
Absolutely, but I knew that if I plugged into the system and I plugged into the team, I knew that I was going to be successful at that. And I'm grateful and thankful that my meal prep client told me about this amazing opportunity, because if she hadn't, guys, I would literally be in bad shape, because my fitness business came to a complete halt.
Wow. Now who told you? What's her name?
Her name is...
Okay, you don't want to tell her name? Okay, that's fine. No. Is she not doing it anymore?
No.
But you know what? The person that brought me to the dance didn't stay on the floor. They quit. The guy, and I made a lot of money with this gentleman before, which is why I listened to him. He brought me in, but 2 months later, he quit. And so this is why it's so important that you all, at the end of the day, when you know you have an opportunity to make money every day, I don't care who quit.
I'm still going.
Who don't go? I don't care who don't want to leave the plantation. You need to be going with Harriet Tubman on the first draft.
Right.
You don't care how many snakes you run into, how many trails, how many people running. Can you imagine what Harriet had to go through leaving the South, going to the North? But she knew it was freedom. It's the same thing here. There's no way in the world that I'm going to be exposed to an opportunity where I can 3 figures a day, 4 figures a day, 5 figures a day, 6 figures a day, and somebody come and tell me they quit. You better go head on, because I'm not going nowhere.
Right.
You leaving by yourself.
You got to get your mind right. Because some of y'all are too easily influenced by people that don't even have what you want.
Right.
You cannot take me somewhere you've never been.
Right.
John, girl.
Hey.
Hey. I loved when I had you on last time. You all the way messed up. Tell us your story. How did you hear about this?
Woo, chat. Well, Miss Paige Fletcher introduced me to the foreign exchange platform, this platform. So when I first started, my story completely different from Miss Diva, okay? I was broke. I was robbing Peter to pay Paul, y'all. Like, I just didn't have it. And I'm not embarrassed to say that now, because now I have it. I can help you, and you. Okay, but when I first got introduced to this platform, guys, I was in a bad situation. I was working 2 jobs, still financially nowhere to be found, nowhere where I needed to be personally. No time. I had no time and no money. So I was in a messed up situation, okay? I had neither one. So I got introduced to this platform by Miss Paige Fletcher. When she first told me about it, guys, you know, I was just like every broke person on my block. What? I ain't never heard of this before. This sound like a scam, because this is new. It can't be true. That's how I felt about the opportunity. But I tell you guys, no lie. For 3 days straight, I told they showed me about it. We was FaceTime, we was talking about it. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna sign up. You know, but when people are like, oh, I'm gonna sign up and go on the witness protection program, I attempted to do that, right? But for 3 days straight, it was just in my head, and I couldn't get it out. Now, my original conversation with her, I told her I sign up in 2 weeks when I get paid, right? But 3 days straight, I cannot get it off my mind. So I ended up reaching out to her and was like, I'm ready to get started. right? So I got started, guys. But like I said, at the time, I was working 2 jobs. So when I got started, you know, I didn't take it serious. I was just like, okay, you know, I'm gonna do it when I get a minute. But I never had a minute. So Paige would text me, like, get on a call, we're about to train. She would, you know, be calling me and I'll ignore her calls. Like, I'm at work, okay? I'm at work. So I would always find a reason not to do what she was telling me to do. So eventually she caught on to me, like, avoiding her. So she let me know, like, straight up. She was like, well, you know, if you want to continue to be in the situation you can. Like, she was like, I'm trying to help you get out this situation, but you're trying to continue to keep yourself there, right? So in my head, I'm like, I know she ain't telling me. Like, in my head, I'm like, did she just really tell me that? So it clicked, though. She made perfect sense. Like, she gave me all the tools I needed to be successful. And me, with the broke mindset, I was just thinking about the now, like not doing what I needed to do to prepare for my future. So when she told me that, I was like, okay, I guess I'm gonna make time to get on a 30-minute call, an hour call. I guess I could not sleep, you know what I mean? So I started plugging in with my team. She would text me, I would be on. She would call me and I would be on. Within 6 months of just plugging in, making sure I get what I need, because the team offers it all. So within 6 months of being consistent, plugging into my mentors, my team, I was able to walk away from not 1 job, but 2 jobs. And when I say I was able to walk away, y'all, I didn't do no 2 weeks. I'm about to go. No, y'all need to find somebody tomorrow. I was like, here's y'all keys, here's y'all badge. I am out. Like,
oh my God. Wait a minute. Y'all just gotta put increase in the chat. So let's give John Taser some love. That's huge. So this is why mentorship is so important.
It
Because
is.
if you would have been playing with her, she might have said, forget her. But that's why you guys don't give up on folks. Somebody needs you to fight for them and remind them you do not have to stay on this economic plantation anymore. You need voices like that. So I'm really grateful for Beija's leadership, because sometimes you need somebody to snatch you and say you deserve more than this.
Right.
I'm married to my ex-husband and he was abusive. I needed those people in my life say, girl, you do not deserve that. What is wrong with you? I didn't need people to say, oh, I ain't fooling with her no more. So you need people, and that's what this Facebook Live is today. We snatching some of you up, saying you deserve more. And there's no reason why you should be struggling in 2020, right? With all of this technology, all of this innovation, all of this education. If you struggle now, it's because you just won't listen.
Exactly.
So John Tasia, they snatch you up. You end up getting 2 jobs. What was your learning process like? How was it hard, or, you know, because I know when I first saw them cards, I was like,
honestly, it was actually a breeze. I'm not even gonna lie, because the thing that really made me plug in how I plugged in is because they gave us the opportunity where they held your hand and walked you through, like, you need to be on this call at this time. This person will be helping you out. Like, as a cohesive team, everybody was working together. So the learning process was really so simple. It's just about you being coachable. You have to be willing to learn from somebody else, whether they're older than you, they're younger than you, they're the same age. I found out the biggest problem why things are so hard is because people just don't want to listen. Like, you literally can tell them, jump from A to B, wait at B, then we're going to send you over C, and then jump to C. And people will just go A, B, C, D. You know what I mean? So this process itself is not hard at all, because we literally have a blueprint. We got a plan, a whole plan. All you have to do is follow the plan and you will be successful, because so many people before you are doing it and have done it, so we know it works. So I personally can say that, honestly, don't feel like anything is hard. The only thing that will really hold you back from this success is you not being coachable and you not realizing what you know you have to discard and learn from the people who are currently in the position you're trying to get into.
Okay.
That's what I've learned.
That's so good. Child, I had to answer the phone. My sister finally paid me in after 4 years. I said, you want to jump on my lap? Babe, beautiful.
Yes.
First of all, that picture you took on Instagram, you was real snatch girl. I was like, yes, come through, wait. Yes, wait. No, I'm so proud of your leadership. You know, these two beautiful ladies are on Beija's team. Beija's getting very close to hitting another amazing milestone in this company.
Yes.
I love you. You couldn't have picked two of the most well-spoken, authentic testimonies, Felicia and John Tasia. I mean, both of their testimonies are just so authentic and so real. And so I want to thank you for your leadership. Tell me kind of what's happening now. I mean, you've grown a team. You have hundreds of people on your team. What are you seeing right now? I mean, a lot of times people watch this and they felt like this is not for them. And one of the things that I loved about you is that you had a snatch up anointing. And you said, no, you coming over here, you're gonna learn, you can learn. And that's huge because you could have easily just kind of, said, okay, no, I'm going about my business. But tell me how it's going with helping so many people. What does that feel like to see your people winning?
Absolutely. One, thank you for opening the doors, because it's the doors that you kick down that allow me and eventually these women and the women behind me that are winning right now. So I hope you all can hear me. Can you hear me well?
Yes.
Can you hear me well? Awesome, awesome. So thank you, Dr. Jewel. And I'm super proud of Felicia and John Tasia. It's a breath of fresh air to get people who actually listen and who are coachable, because a lot of times people reach out to me for help, especially on Instagram every day. Hey, Beige, can you show me this? And you give them the blueprint and they're like, well, but I'm busy, but I'm like, you don't want to win. So I fed these ladies for trusting my leadership and just running with it, and teaching others. But what I've been seeing is phenomenal. When I went on my success journey like years ago, I didn't have the support. I didn't have the culture. It was definitely a missing link. I had to knock on people's doors one by one. Can you show me this? How did you get here? What book would you recommend? And it was a lonely journey for a few years, like my family and my friends did not understand my drive. Like, girl, you're doing too much. Look at this gold board. You want this, you want that. But it was something inside of me saying you are meant for more. And if I was the only one who heard that voice or felt that feeling, I didn't care. I had to choose it. I had to listen to it. And I did. So when I came in this company, I wanted to create the things I didn't have when I started on my success journey. I wanted to be that voice of reasoning. I wanted to be that accountability that I never had. So I thank God that I trusted my husband and I took the leap of faith, because for years I just thought, baby, this is your thing. I don't do math. I don't do graphs. I don't do numbers. And between me and y'all, like, I took my math class in college over like 4 times, to the point they said, you know what, you can't even take that class here anymore, honey. You got to find another school. So I was that person in math, right?
I love it.
I was so intimidated by the charts, but I took the leap of faith, one foot in front of the other, and the videos really broke stuff down in a way that I could understand, a way my teenager can understand. And she's now, trading in her demo account. So, but what I see is phenomenal, because these people are actually changing their lives, walking away from jobs in their 20s and their 30s. So I'm just super excited of the growth and super excited that I said yes. And I said yes before I understood everything. And now we have a team of, close to 700 people, which is amazing. But what if I said, I'm not going to tell anybody about this until I learn everything? That's crazy. That's like you're saying, oh, you're not going to tell this person about this, industry, about this school, about this college, because you want to wait until you get your degree first. So I thank God that I had that intuition and I trusted that intuition. And I thank the people who are, taking the leap of faith, seeing me on social media, but still taking the leap of faith, even though they don't know me personally, but they just been watching my life and watching the growth. Yeah. And I'm super excited.
Yeah, no, you're doing good, girl. I'm so proud of you. And I see that Bentley in the back of your head, girl. Yes, you better ride, baby.
Yes.
Listen, that was amazing. My sister was calling me. I got my beautiful sister on here. What you in the Ferrari today? What you doing?
Now I'm in the Range Rover today.
Are you in the rain? If y'all go on my daughter's Facebook or my daughter's Instagram, so when you thank her, she was stunting in front of her red Ferrari. I called Sai. I said, "Okay, I see you stunting in front of Auntie's Ferrari, girl."
Right. She was like, "Auntie, you're so fun." I'm like, "Girl, been fun. You already know."
Well, I'm excited that you jumped on here really quickly. These ladies have some amazing stories. You know, we got some feedback. I don't know.
Is that me?
I don't know if it's yours.
I don't think it's me. I hope not.
Is it you? Okay,
No, I don't.
Okay. I think it's gone. Okay, so Janetta, you know, first of all, you look beautiful, baby.
Thank you.
But you know, I'm really proud of my sister, and you guys need to share this feed because you need to have people in your life. Bae snatched up Jontasia and told her you can keep living like you living, or you can come over here and learn. And because she snatched her up, now Jontasia, Janetta, and quit both of her jobs, making money every single day. Because you at a bank and a gas station, is that right?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
Wow.
One of the biggest banks in Florida. So I was making decent money, but it still was not enough.
Her.
You can't see her?
Can you hear me?
I can see her. I can't hear.
Oh, you can hear. Okay. Sometimes it does that when you get on from the phone. Okay. Now I'm getting a bell. Who got a bell by them? Okay, maybe that's Felicia. Okay, so anyway, she quit both of her jobs. Hey, Carl, we got to get you on here too. Carl's testimony is bananas. But Janetta, I'm really proud of you because you've had a lot of success in business. You know, we come from a family of entrepreneurs, and our dad, as a matter of fact, our dad's construction company is literally out back now, building an oasis for me back there, and it's just you know what we've been able to accomplish. But one of the things. What made you say, you know what, I'm ready to start trading? And I know, Janetta, you and I both growing up as entrepreneurs, one of the things that we did not see, and I want you guys to listen, we didn't see our parents. Now, don't get me wrong, they're brilliant. They're doing very well today. But when I look at the history of their entrepreneurial timeline, mom and dad, they had pockets in their lives where they didn't pivot fast enough. They didn't make enough change fast enough. Felicia talked about she's a fitness influencer, a lot of people, celebrity clients, all of that. But when this COVID happened, her business went like this. But thankfully, she pivoted, right? And so now she's making what she would make. I don't know how that looks, but I know she's making money every single day. And she told us a number. I don't want to say it no more because I don't know who owns me on. What a rub. But she made it go. And so
I love it.
You're doing the same thing. You pivoted. You said, let me go over here. Let me increase my production capacity to learn, put in new information, because that's what a lot of people don't do. They don't put enough new information in. So therefore, they cannot output enough new money, if you will, because of that. So talk about what was your mindset there, because you did a nice pivot. And you know, and it's been good.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. I guess, you know, basically the cheese has moved. If I think about the book, Who Moved the Cheese has moved. Like, whether you want to face reality or not, the world has shifted. The world has changed, and we can't use ignorance as an excuse. You know, I mean, I'm blessed to have, you know, my sister sharing this with me every day. I don't know, it's one of those texts you sent me, it just resonated. I was like, I'm in. But like, real talk, like, you're not gonna know everything. I think that was so good with, I think it was, what's her name? Is it Beji? How do you say her name? Miss Bentley. I'm gonna call you Bentley. Miss Bentley was just saying how she didn't have to know everything, and that's what I said to myself. There's some things I've mastered, but you should always be at a point. There should be something completely foreign to you. If you see the fruit of it, you don't have to have all the answers. You know what I mean? And where it's blessed to be able to have access to my sister, as well as everyone else who has access to see real life people, real down to earth people who are saying, hey, look what I did and you can do it too. So for me, I had to put the fear factor away because I had to have 1,000 reasons of why I shouldn't. And everybody's busy. We're so busy, you know. Are you going to really say that? We could be adding an extra 1,000, 2,000, 5,000. You ain't that busy. And if you is, you need to fit. You better hire you somebody. You better learn how to manage.
What?
You got to increase your management skills in this house. We don't turn down money. Now, mother don't turn down money. No. But really, it's just about, you know, like I said, with this whole COVID, it just was like really an eye-opener as far as just how the world is moving. And then, you know, when you think about crypto and Bitcoin, you know, there's an ATM right next to my house that says Bitcoin. Like, I'm like it's real, guys. Like, you know, Akon, the rapper producer guy, he's building a $2 billion infrastructure in Senegal, and it's all going to be cryptocurrency. That's the only type of exchange of monies you can do. So again, the shift has happened. Whether you want to move with it or not, either you're going to go with it or you're going to be left behind, and I ain't going to be left behind.
Girl, that's good. John Tasia, were you trying to say something? That was good, Janetta.
No, I completely agree with her because a lot
Tell
of
me
times.
what she says because I can't hear.
Okay.
I completely agree with her because a lot of times when you're sharing an opportunity with somebody, they're like, "Oh no, I'm good. You know, I make a lot of money. I'm good. Are you? Because do you even realize the world is going digital? So when it's time for Bitcoin to be used, you're gonna be good left behind." Right. So what she said is really key because people feel like, oh, I got it all, you know, I got money coming in. But what is the problem with having an additional stream of income? Like, why are you saying no? And then it's crazy because half of the people are so good, and they didn't even listen to what you have to offer them. That's what I think is so crazy. Beige made a post the other day that said, nah, I'm good. And it's crazy because people be shutting their self out before they can realize how this can not only benefit what you have going on now, but it can skyrocket it. Like it can skyrocket it, and you turning yourself away from it. Yeah. But like you mentioned earlier, Jewel, like I don't care if you say yes or no, I'm gonna keep running on the race I'm running because I'm on the winning. I'm with the winning race. I'm on the winning platform, and it's no going wrong with what I'm connected to. That's just, it is what it is.
No, that's good. That's good. So Janetta, she used to work at a bank. So she was able to quit. She was working at a bank and a gas station. Is that right, John Tasia?
Yes, correct.
In a gas station and was able to more than replace her income through trading.
Thank you, Jesus. Wow. That's amazing.
Right? So as we get ready to wrap really quickly, and Janetta and I are going to be going live. Janetta, I'm going to post that flyer. That's tonight. What time are we going live? Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So tonight, 7:30. Basically, we're going to talk as women. We're coming together for the ladies' night out, and we're going to talk about like where do we go from here as it relates to what's happening in our communities with African American men. These are our sons. These are our uncles. These are our cousins, nephews. So we're going to have a discussion about that. And Dr. Jewel's going to be in talking about the economic component of that as we talk about a movement, as we talk about change. We're going to talk about economics. We're going to talk about is the church doing it enough. We're also going to talk about, we have a psychologist coming on talking about the mental ramifications of this. I have to tell you really quickly, a lot of the young men that I know, and I'm talking about strong young men, the last week, a really good friend of ours, young man, he called us and had a nervous breakdown. He's like, this is just so heavy. Like everything that's going on with society and he's strong. He's a believer, but it was just, he had a moment, you know what I mean? And so I think we probably all had a moment. So we're kind of doing a huddle as mothers, talking about that as sisters, as wives. You know, where do we go from here? So we see the issue. What do we need to be doing? And like I said, Dr. Jill's going to talk about the economic component. And after, we're going to have a party after the party and talk about that even further for those who want to get more information. So that's what we're doing, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. I would love to have you. It's going to be so good. It's going to be really good. So want to see you there. It's on Zoom. Go on my Instagram. You're going to put it on yours too. She'll put it on her social media. You and hop on. Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's so good. And, because at the end of the day, when you look at systemic racism, there's also something called systemic wealth. And so the way to become wealthy, it's not just, oh, I read a book, I went to a conference. It's systemic. And that's what we actually have. This financial educational platform actually teaches you. We're going to help you pull back the layers and start at, I love what John Tasia said, she was broke. You know what I mean? But she's not broke no more, because she said, let me get with the people that have the answers, that are winning, that I can ask questions to, that I can mastermind with. Hey, am I doing this right? Hey, would you take this trade? Would you buy this? Would you sell this? Guys, this is, listen, if you're really serious about change, if you're really serious about helping to dismantle systemic racism, then you're going to have to become systemic wealthy. And you're going to have to now. You can't keep putting it off, because it's all about, what am I putting in? And if you're not putting in wealth information and creating wealth habits, because your habits got you where you are, even if you feel like you good. And see, this is what I know. There's much more than what I even have right now. There's much more than what we all have collectively right now. So you first got to realize, I need more. Because as long
as you say this,
good, yes.
Yeah, I was just say real quick. My husband, he preached from the Museum of the Bible here in Washington, D.C. It is like Disney. I am blown. One of the most fabulous things. They have this whole thing where you go through the Bible. It is powerful. But guess what? It was funded by the CEO of Hobby Lobby. He dropped $400 million into that museum, and you could tell there was the budget. It was like it was no budget. I mean, from the walls, they showed the scrolls. It is the most powerful thing. My point is, when you talk about whether in ministry, whether it's like you said, the systemic racism, it's going to take finance in order to influence and that's the power is in the money. That's the reality. So we can do these other things. It's all part of it, but there's power in money. How would you like to just drop $400 million to do a museum? It was just so amazing. But yeah, he funded it all by himself. $400 million, owner of Hobby Lobby.
Wow. And you think about it, because what I loved about that museum, it doesn't just deal with us as slaves. It deals with us when we're kings and queens and in positions of rulership and dominance. Beige, what would be the last thing that you would tell people that are listening that are like,
I would say, as long as you keep doing what you've been doing, you're going to get the same results. If you want something different, you got to do different. You're not going to have all the answers. This is a new area. The world has changed, so get with the program.
That's good, girl. That's good. Beige, what about you, Dow? John Stasia.
Hey, I would definitely say it's always room to learn something new. And with it, in order to exceed and move higher, you always have to learn something new. So what I would tell anybody is, don't be scared of knowledge, because once you obtain knowledge, no one can take that from you. And what you have to grow wealthy, you have to have that knowledge to know how to get there. So just be open, have an open mind, and be willing to be coachable. That's all you need to be successful. Oh, and you got to be dedicated. You got to be willing to put in that work too. I can't forget that.
That's so good. You got to make a decision, and then you got to start. Felicia.
Yes, for me, it started with just keeping an open mind. And secondly, I had to kick fear literally in the butt. And third, for me, I just had to jump and had to worry about the parachute later. And I'm glad I did, because if I hadn't have done that, I would have missed out on an amazing opportunity.
That's so good. Open mind, being teachable, staying open, being willing to be dedicated. Beige, can you hear me, honey?
Yes.
What would be the last thing you would tell somebody watching?
What would I be? Say that one more time.
What would you tell somebody watching right now? They've been watching everything. We're giving our last statements as we're getting ready to wrap. What would you say to that person watching right now?
I would say take the leap of faith. Like the thinking that got you where you are today cannot get you to the next level of life. You literally have to take a leap of faith and arms with people who already have acquired the things you want and are living the type of life you want. And it's gonna be uncomfortable. You cannot stay comfortable and grow at the same time. You have to choose one. So, reach out to us. We are actually willing to help you all. And people ask me like, Paige, why do you help people? Why do you help people that you don't know? Because strangers helped me. It wasn't my friends. It wasn't my family who pulled me up because they needed pulling up themselves. It was literally strangers that reached out to me and gave me a book, gave me money, gave me a bed to sleep on, took me in their homes on my success journey, and I owe it to society to do the same. So while you are able to reach out to women who are willing to help, take the leap of faith and reach out.
That's so good. Y'all some baddies. I listen. Listen, and for no other reason, I'd be like, I just want to be down, baby. I just want to be down, okay? So listen, I'm so glad you guys jumped on here today. Thank you all so much. You added so much value to this wealth conversation. We have to keep having these conversations. We all have a responsibility to change our communities and change our families and, you know, change really generations to come. And so I just want to encourage you, get back with the person that invited you on here today. And like she said, take the leap of faith, make the decision to change. Do not allow the end of 2020 to be the same way it was when you came in. Even if it's good, remember there's always much, much more. And I believe that all of us know that we deserve it. We're going to take it. We're going to receive it. So have a great day. Enjoy your Friday. Thanks, ladies. Love y'all.
Bye. Thank you. Love you. Bye-bye.